perfection? Does it even exist? After his 48th tester strip, the molecules had fused into his bloodstream. Time became a circle. He said he could hear the vetiver, that the Dior counter clerk was now speaking in code. He said his nose had evolved. Welcome to the fragrance zone. My nose can smell lies now, but I don't think I exist. What's going on? Hey friends, Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. Today, perfection. That's right, 10 different designer fragrances that are perfecto. Now, realistically, nothing can be perfect, right? Like, not actually perfect. So in today's video, these fragrances are ones that if I were the one pulling the strings, calling the shots on the creation of these scents, I wouldn't change anything. As they are, they're perfect to me for what they are. And really, couldn't we all use a little bit of that in our day-to-day lives? No, that's cheesy, that's corny. All of these are gonna be linked in the description. They are in no particular order. Let's kick things off with this 1 Million Lucky. This one came out back in 2018, I believe it was, which was actually a pretty solid year for fragrances overall. Why Oda Parfum, Sauvage Oda Parfum, Eros Flame, Wanted by Night, Mustache Oda Parfum, Luna Rosa Black, Bleu de Chanel Parfum. A lot of stuff came out that year. And this one right here is one of the absolute best from that year, or any year for that matter. In terms of notes, it has plum, ozonic notes, grapefruit, bergamot, honey, hazelnut, amberwood, and more. It's a great mix, as I've said a number of times, of fresh and sweet, and also a nice deepness as well that makes this suitable really for year round. It's a huge compliment puller, smells quite unique. There's really nothing else out there on the market today that can do what 1 Million Lucky does in terms of how it comes across. Unfortunately, can't really find it at discounters that often. I mean, it'll pop up from time to time, but then it's gone like that. And it's basically just the type of scent where if you want it, you usually have to pay retail, or at least close to it. But at least it is still available at retail, because also this is one of those scents that has had a lot of smoke over the years from people saying, oh, it's gone, it's discontinued, you can't find it anymore. Oh, it's actually, oh, it's still there. It's still, oh, it's gone again. Oh no, there it is again. Like, that's happened like 5 or 6 times with this one for some reason, but 1 Million Lucky, you can still find it. Absolutely amazing. Love this scent. Let's get a little elixir action going on here. And actually, let's see how many elixirs we got. Ooh, yeah, a couple more. But to be fair, you really can't avoid elixir flankers at this point because there are so many of them. I could legitimately do this, and I'm probably pointing pretty close to an elixir. I think. Yeah, I am. They're just everywhere. You can't avoid them. The first elixir in today's video is this one, Ralph's Club Elixir, which is darn good. You do have to enjoy a little bit of iris in your fragrances, which thankfully I do, because that's one of the main things that you're gonna find in here, along with a nice leather note, some cardamom as well. You also have lavender in here, olibanum, among other notes, and it has a kind of like its own vibe with the iris here compared to most of the other designer irises out there, because a lot of them are gonna be more, you know, Dior Omi, which we might talk about something similar to that in a little bit. But a lot of iris fragrances are gonna be like that, more deep, creamy, rich, but for some people, more difficult to pull off. You also have some iris fragrances that will go a little bit more powdery, more soapy, potentially, depending on how that iris is used. This one kind of splits the difference a little bit. So it's gonna give you some sweetness, gonna give you, you know, a little bit of creaminess in there, but it's not like full-on heavy lipstick, and it's also not like a powder bomb. So it's like it's giving you the best of all worlds. It's also usable casually, it's usable formally. You can wear it to the office if you wanted to, but I would dial it down because it does have pretty commanding presence, at least off my skin. Projects well, lasts a long time, just a heck of a fragrance. And even if you're not a fan of the other Ralph's Club fragrances, which I think those are actually pretty solid too, this one stands apart. So even if you don't like those, you should check this out. Let's go next with Benz, Mercedes-Benz Club Black. Now this is the original, the Eau de Toilette. I have ordered the Eau de Parfum, but it's not here yet. And in case you're curious about Mercedes-Benz Club Black Eau de Parfum, like where to get it anyway, I can't tell you how it smells because again, I don't have it in right this minute. I actually ordered mine from Fragrance Outlet. Yes, the Fragrance Outlet, which you can find oftentimes in like outlet malls and places like that. They had it online. They were the only ones as of when I was placing the order, and it wasn't cheap. It was like 130 bucks, I think. But, you know, whatever. Oh, also a little shameless self-promotion. My fragrances that I creatively directed with Michael Malol, those are also at the Fragrance Outlet and Perfumania. Yeah, both of those places. It's just, so that is South Slope, Edgewater, Terra Nova, Jet Black, Enigma, and of course, West Loop. And then I have 2 more that are coming out soon-ish, sometime soon-ish. So then it'll be 7, yay. So back to this one, Mercedes-Benz Club Black. This right here, vanilla forward. If you like vanilla, you will probably like this fragrance. There's also benzoin in here, incense, and bergamot, among other notes. It's got good performance. It's also pretty cheap from discounters, unlike the Eau de Parfum. Of course, eventually the Eau de Parfum should hit discounters and go down in price, but yeah, for now, this is way, way cheaper. And you could even view this as like a budget alternative to Spiritueuse Double Vanille by Guerlain. It's kind of in that wheelhouse, in that style, in terms of how the vanilla comes across. Fall and winter time, absolutely amazing. Before we dive deeper into the fragrance zone, we need to visit the coupon zone. Oh, and here they are. There they are right there. That was really anticlimactic. So a couple updates. The Gift Express code GENTS15, that will only work now if the order is over 250 bucks. So if it's over 250, you can use that and get 15% off. Otherwise, it's 10% off. So the 10% is across all orders. The 15 is only 250 and above. They made that change. And there's actually technically 2 codes, GENTS15 and GENTS10. The JOMASHOP codes have changed as they do every few months, and those only work within the JOMASHOP app. So get the app, use the codes. Then of course, there are codes for other stores like the Perfume Box, Triple Traders, Max Aroma, and more. So use those codes, save yourself some money. The next choice is gonna be this one, Paradise Garden from Jean Paul Gaultier. Now, Flower Edition is decent too, but I would say of the 4 Le Beau fragrances, or the 4 that are in this new style and everything, Flower Edition would probably be the first one out. And then WIP Parfum and Paradise Garden and Eau de Toilette are all really, really, really good. This one right here, Paradise Garden, great, fresh, sweet combo. And as I've always harped on, that's the type of fragrance that gets you noticed the most often. Fresh plus sweet, people love it, people go crazy for it, and this does that extremely well. Also, in case you couldn't tell, it is a bit of a green fragrance. It's got like green aquatic notes, it has fig, it's got mint, and then that coconut tonka combo, which is really gonna bring even more of that sweetness out and ties this in with the other Le Beau fragrances. Really solid longevity for a fragrance that you can use spring, summer, or fall. Good projection as well, and just an attention monster. So gotta go with that one. And then next up, this one, that is right WIP Parfum, but this is the original WIP Parfum. I also think that the new version smells pretty good also, but gotta go with the original. And you can still find this, at least as of this video. So at some point, I don't know when, it could be 6 months from now, it could be 6 years from now, it could be 6 weeks from now, it could be 6 days from now. I really legitimately have no clue. But at some point, the stock on this is probably gonna dry up, and then the price will start going up at discounters, or not at discounters if the stock is dried up, going up on eBay. But as I said, for now, you can still find it, which means I can still talk about it, because anytime I talk about something that is discontinued and impossible to find, people are like, you freaking idiot. Don't you ever talk about something like that again. I am very offended right now. Which I get it. If you can't really find the fragrance anywhere other than eBay and you're gonna get scalped for like $50,000 for it, that is a bit of an exaggeration, but you get the idea, then I can see where it'd be, you know, frustrating. So WIP Parfum, the original, decked out in all black, just murdered out, other than the cap. I guess they could have gone a little bit more, you know, turn this part right here black, that part right there black, but whatever. It kind of gets across the vibe of the scent. Basically, you're taking the Y DNA, that Y styling from like Y Eau de Parfum, and you're making it a little bit more mysterious, ever so slightly more grown up, you know, a better formal choice if you wanted to wear it in that situation. Great performance, great compliment factor, everything that you would want for in a flanker. Basically taking the existing DNA that everybody likes, tweaking it in a way that gives it its own unique profile, and then popping it out there. So WIP Parfum, love this stuff. And an interesting change with this one, because it was not a poor seller, which of course reformulations happen for a bunch of different reasons, relaunches, whatever you want to call it. It's not always just the sales numbers, of course. But yeah, this was not a failure. It was doing well, but it got... Let's go with another elixir, Guilty Elixir from Gucci. Pretty expensive, as all elixir fragrances tend to be, and also taking a page out of Dior's playbook, making the bottle a little bit smaller too. Whew. One thing that I do love about Guilty Elixir, and it's growing on me in a huge way, is that when you spray this and you smell this, it is strong, it packs a punch, and the quality is there. It smells like a top-notch, like high-end designer, even tiptoeing into like niche territory as far as how it comes across, which makes sense because it's a little bit similar to Pegasus mixed with Reflection Man, leaning a little more Reflection Man for me. It has that kind of styling, so when you smell it, it's got quality where you don't go, oh, this is, you know, maybe similar to those, but oh, the quality is down here. You know, Pinky's out for Harambe or whatever, you know, poo-pooing on Guilty Elixir. No, like when you smell this, it's there. And when you smell it in the air, it's there. The quality matches up very well. Performance, like I said, is there. Very smooth in the air, smells fantastic. Just a really high-end, classy, sexy fragrance. Great for spring. Could pull it off in summer, during fall, even winter as well. It would be a nice little like change of pace for winter, because a lot of the times you're gonna be reaching for heavier stuff, you know, ambery stuff, spicy stuff, very warm, kind of heavy, thick stuff. This has enough punch to cut through the cold, but it's gonna give you a very different feel compared to your more typical stuff during winter time. Let's go with another blacked out bottle, Prada Lom Intense. Kind of going back to what I said about WIP Parfum, they could have gone with the black cap, but I think actually with the Prada, it looks better without that, with the little silver here. It gives it a nice balance. But I think on the Y, would have looked better all black. So we are back in Iris territory once again with this fragrance, and it does approach Iris differently than Ralph's Club Elixir did. So this is gonna be that Prada style Iris, a soapier Iris. It is powdery, a nice touch of sweetness, but there's also leather in here, some amber as well. So the amber is gonna give you some nice warmth and coziness as it heads into the dry down. There's tonka in there, which is gonna meld with that sweetness from the opening and keep it going through the entirety of the fragrance, but it never becomes like an overly sweet bomb. It's not like super sugary or anything. As I said, just really sexy, kind of dark, but classy at the same time. The leather gives it a nice masculine touch, especially compared to the original Prada Lom. Longevity is great, lasts forever. Projection is good. Not amazing, but good. And honestly, with this type of fragrance, how it comes across, I think it's perfect how it is. If it was ramped up more, as far as the projection goes, it probably just wouldn't come across with the same kind of, you know, classy sexiness. If it's bashing you over the head with sugar or anything like that, it just kind of loses that. So where it is perfect. Prada Lom Intense, good stuff. Elixir time again. This is the last one. I swear it's the last elixir for this video. It's Bad Boy Elixir. Now I know Bad Boy is not to everybody's taste. The whole lightning bolt Rabanne-esque bottle design and everything. Some people just can't get over it. They don't enjoy that at all. But this right here, this is really intensely addictive. I loved Elixir the first time I smelled it, but giving it some more wear through the winter, definitely not wearing it right now. When I'm shooting this video, no. But a number of months ago, yes. And like I said, just intensely addictive. Like you just wanna keep wearing this stuff. It is bringing it back to like the original Bad Boy in a lot of ways, and in terms of how it comes across, just better. The quality is higher, the scent is smoother, it's got better push for me. The note breakdown is not super exciting, it focuses mainly on leather, but the fragrance itself does have that kind of, you know, tonka, chocolatey vibe to it, like the original Bad Boy does. And to my taste, the leather is actually really nice and well done. Smooth, a little bit sweet, really good push, lasts a long time, projects heavily. Whether it works for you or not is probably gonna be up to that leather, how it comes across off your skin, because for some people, the leather leather might be a bit too much. And if that's the case for you, then the original Bad Boy might be a better choice, or one of the other flankers, of which there are a few to choose from. To me, though, smells really nice. The leather is great mixed together with that sweetness from the Bad Boy line. The huge projection makes it great for when it's really cold outside. And of course, being a Bad Boy, a pretty good compliment for it. Let's keep it classy with the next one. Womo Intense, Valentino Womo Intense. So of course, Valentino has pretty much left the original Womo line for dead. Yeah, they've just gone full in Born in Roma, to the point that we're getting like 2 Born in Roma flankers every year, it seems. They give us like one mainline Born in Roma and then a limited edition Born in Roma, which is actually usually really limited. Like they're out for a month and then they're gone. So just fair warning, if you ever want a Valentino Womo Born in Roma fragrance and it's a limited one, usually they actually do mean it. They're one of the brands that means that. Some brands do not mean it. Some brands are like, limited edition, buy it now, it's gonna be gone in like 5 or 6 years. But yeah, I mean in 5 or 6 days, buy it now. Sucker, at full retail, idiot. I mean, I really shouldn't have taken that truth serum. Dang it, I'm gonna be fired. But Valentino, when they say limited, they mean it. Going back to this, Womo Intense. This stuff is insane. If you like Iris, that's the 3rd time I've said that today. It's the last time, I promise. Yes, Iris, big in here. It got compared a lot upon release to Dior Homme Intense, and it's in that style. I mean, if you like Dior Homme Intense, you will probably like Valentino Womo Intense and vice versa. So along with that Iris in here, you also have leather, you have tonka, you have vanilla, so yes, sweetness, a bit of a creamy aspect also. Not as much as Dior Homme Intense. That one is, I would say, a little bit more formal compared to this fragrance, but this also could be a formal fragrance pretty easily. Amazing quality with this scent. I mean, I get it why they went with Born in Roma. It sells better. It's more mass appealing for sure. And so from a business perspective, it makes all the sense in the world. But for people who are really into their Iris fragrances like myself, Valentino Womo Intense, one of the best. Last but not least, a newer one, Boss Bottled Absolute. This is absolutely killer. A lot like Guilty Elixir, it has kind of niche vibes in the sense that it smells similar to Carlisle from Parfums de Marly, kind of in that ballpark. It's got patchouli, myrrh, incense, leather, cedar, and Davana in the notes. And really, when you look at that note breakdown, it is not your typical designer scent structure. It's very long lasting, projects heavily, and for a Hugo Boss bottled fragrance, it is just insane. I think one of the best things Hugo Boss has done in years and years. And I'll tell you, if you went back in time like 5 years and you said, hey man, 5 years from now, Hugo Boss is gonna be coming out with some of the best designer flankers, period, in the Boss Bottled line over everything, you wouldn't believe them. Because they had a stretch there, they had a run where they were coming out with flanker after flanker after flanker that, you know, they weren't all necessarily terrible, some of them were fine, but a lot of those flankers just didn't necessarily blow you away, but some of the ones here lately, they've been insane. So there we go, guys. 10 different designers that are perfect. I wouldn't change a thing on these. Let me know in the comments a designer fragrance that you think is perfect in the sense that you also would not change a single thing in how it's constructed. Thank you guys for hanging with me. Stay safe out there. Take care of yourself. See you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys.